Hello, everyone. A really special guest today, Lzzy Hale from Halestorm. How are you, Lizzie?
So I'm
Excited?
doing well. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to come to Poland again and see all of the crazy rock fans.
Sure. Yeah, Halestorm will be playing two shows in Poland, Warsaw, Progressia, November 16th, and the second one, Kraków Club Studio, November 18th. And
Yeah.
I saw that there's a low ticket alert, so everybody go buy
Right.
tickets for that.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure you go and get it. It's going to be so much fun. We've begun rehearsals for the show, and um, it's just going to be great to see everybody. We got a little bit of a taste of Europe over the summer, just with the festivals, and got to meet some people. But it'll be great to actually come back to Poland and see everybody all at once.
Yeah, for sure. Live shows is something that when somebody thinks Hailstorm, and that's probably a lot of people would think about live shows. You play many of them, and for sure, there's always a lot of energy in your performances on the stage. Would you say that that's the most important thing for a rock band, in this case for Hailstorm, the live performances?
I think it is. I mean, I don't know for other people. Everybody uh, does the rock show in a different way, and everybody has different goals. But for us as Hailstorm, we've always been primarily a live band, and I think that's how we judge a lot of music by how people can perform it live, and that's just it's been our mentality since we were kids. Whereas the one thing that we could control, because we didn't have any money to get into a studio, and that was few and far between, and so like all we could really do is, okay, how can we make this great when people come and see us, because that was the main way that people were being introduced to us. So it's very important for the show to be amazing, but also to make those moments live, to take something over the edge in a way that it might not happen in the same way again. So that's what we love about playing live music. We don't use any tracks. We don't play to a click. It's just what you're seeing is the four of us plugging in and playing and singing, just us. And it's such a beautiful thing because I've been describing it like jumping out of an airplane and then hoping and praying that the parachute opens, because you don't know, anything could happen at a live show. So it's truly the best example of living in the moment.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, in one interview, you said that in your childhood, you were the only one from the girls around you that listened to rock and metal music, and you felt a little bit alien because of that. And I think from my personal experience, I can relate. Would you agree that something like this could make, I would say, you stronger as a person and make your relationship with that kind of music even stronger, even more special?
I think so. I go back to something that my dad said when I was going through a hard time with that, because I was meeting a lot of girls my age, and they didn't understand my music. But my dad was very encouraging, and he basically said, "Well, it's a beautiful thing that you love your music just because you love it. You're not loving this music because it's popular on the radio or because all of your friends love it. It's something that is truly yours." And so I think that it's important as a kid to find something and be proud of something that is truly yours. That maybe you're the only one that understands it, but that's okay. And eventually you find your tribe. You find like-minded people that love the same things that you love, that get the same feelings from the music that you love, and you start kind of building your family around you. And so the wonderful thing about now, after over 20 years we've been doing this as Hailstorm, is that I've found my tribe, and it's not just the people in my band or my friends that surround me that love this music, but it's all these other amazing people that come to our shows, our Hailstorm community. And I get to stand on stage and kind of be the host to the party, but this is a sanctuary for all of us. We're all the same at the rock show. It doesn't matter our differences. We celebrate them, and we, uh, we're all in this together. So, so I think that that's kind of like, I want to say the mission statement for rock and roll is, rock and roll and metal can be a space for the people who feel weird or that feel like they don't fit in, or are having trouble finding their people. You can find it at the rock show,
Mhm. So, would you say right now is the best moment in your career for you as an artist, for a band, and in your life, maybe overall?
I think so. I think that's always the goal. I think is whatever you are doing now, make it the best that you've ever been, and make it the best that you've ever done. And I think that's something that we learned over the past couple of years when everything was kind of taken away from us, and then all of a sudden there's no touring and there's no live shows, and you can't go see people, you can't go see bands, and I think that, uh, we're taking that mentality and truly living in the moment where, every single day, well, what are you doing, and is it the best that you can do? So I think that we're in a really great place, in our career. We're still growing. This tour that we're doing, will probably be our biggest to date, and, definitely I feel like it's going to be the most fun European tour that we've ever done, if I can be so bold. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of everything we've done, and I'm proud that, there are multiple generations that are coming to our shows now. It's all walks of life, the kids and the parents and the old rocker guys, and then the young kids that are just discovering, music that is played with live instruments. That's very, exciting as well.
Yeah, for sure. Being a musician is one thing, but there's also being a listener for everyone of us.
Mm.
And I'm curious, how do you listen to music these days? Is it maybe only streaming, or do you have some maybe special rituals like listening to vinyls or something like that?
I definitely prefer when I sit down and listen to an album, I prefer listening to vinyl, because it's like an event. It's like you put the vinyl on the player, and then you have to listen to the entire thing, and you
Mhm.
have to take it in like a body of work. And so that's the most enjoyable for me. Discovering new music has, become a little harder because there's a lot of outlets, and there's a lot of people with different opinions as to what's popular and what's not. And I think that it's just kind of all out there. So it's hard to find the things that really move you. Something that we listen to a lot is actually a French public radio station, called FIP, FIP,
Mm.
and it's great for when you have no idea what you want to listen to, because it's everything from jazz to rock to metal, to pop, but it's all of these different artists. So you're able to discover some things through that. But, I go a lot by word of mouth too. It's, still. Whereas if people and the people that I hang out with start talking about a certain band or a certain new artist, I'm like, okay, now I have to go and check out everything about them, and I go and I watch the videos and listen to the album and all of that. So, there's still a lot of ways to discover new music.
Yeah, let's get back to the touring subject, I would say. How do you take care of your health while being on the tour, and especially of your voice? Do you have some maybe special routine that you've been practicing for years, or something like that?
I think that at this point we've been training for years, both, inadvertently and on purpose, for the live show and for that type of stamina. And I think it's something that you almost have no choice but to learn, especially a band like us that tours the way that we do, and for a singer the way that I sing. And, whereas I have many different gears that I can go from, where it's like, if we're playing a live show, I want to be soft and quiet, and then I want to be the loudest that I could be, and get guttural and high and do some screaming, but I want to have all of that. So, something that I've been doing for years is, really getting to know my body and how it works, and also knowing the signs. Whereas a lot of it is dumb, and this is going to sound really overly simplistic, but nothing that I do hurts, because if it hurts, you're doing it wrong. I pay attention to my breathing. I drink a lot of water, and I try to get enough sleep, which is nearly impossible, the sleep
Yeah.
part. But I can tell. I think it's just because I've been doing it for so long. I don't really have a set warm up routine
Mhm.
anymore. Now it's more day to day. Whereas I have the ability now to wake up in the morning and know how I feel. So I'll like check certain things, like I'll be la 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 la, I'll be like humming throughout the day, and kind of I'll know which spots maybe I need to work on. Or some days I wake up and I'm like, hey, it's all there. I don't really need to do
Mhm.
anything today. And then, now if I get a cold or something, I need to be a little bit more careful. Um, but really, it's just, again, it's just listening to your own body, and understanding your limits, and also understanding uh, not thinking too much. I think that that goes with all musicians, not just singers. But when you go out on stage, you have to kind of trust yourself and be like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. Don't worry about it, because there are certain times that you'll be on stage where you'll be thinking too much about, am I hitting the right note, and am I doing this? And then you lose the moment, and
Mhm.
you lose the magic of it. So I try to give that advice to people.
Yeah, while writing music, when do you feel like, okay, I have a song? Is it when you feel like you have a good chorus, or maybe some great guitar riff, the melody? How does it look in your case?
Whether it's a riff or a melody or a line or a subject, um, it's all about chasing whatever gets you the most excited. So I think that inherently, um, we all we all know when something is special. You know when something is like, oh, that has some magic to it. That has something to it that makes me excited. So you chase after that, and you try to put the puzzle together. It's kind of like, um, actually, if you think about it like a jigsaw puzzle, you dump out all the pieces, and you're like, okay, I don't really know what the picture is yet, but I'm going to figure it out. So
Mhm.
all you really know is, okay, all of the blue in the sky goes over here. And so you focus on that, and then you just try to kind of put the picture together from there. But really, like I said, it's all about chasing what gets you excited, because if you're not excited about it, nobody else is going to be excited about it. There's a difference between, you can write a good song, you can write something catchy. I can do that all day, but it's when you find something that is truly, that moves you in a way that you're like, oh, I want to listen to that again. I want to hear that again. That's when it's right. And I think that we all have the capacity to know that. I think that a lot of times we try to overcomplicate things,
Mhm.
or we try to work within a rule book, or we're trying to make something sound like somebody else, or whatever's popular or whatever. And really, you kind of have to forget about all of that and be like, if I was the only person in the world right now writing this song, would I love it? Would I want to play it again? And it kind of comes down to that desert island thing. If I was alone on a desert island and I was writing a song, would I enjoy it? And if you can get down to that core, I mean, the rest doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if anybody else likes it.
Mhm.
It's about what it does for you.
Great. Thank you so much for this amazing conversation. And obviously, all
Oh,
the
you're
best for
welcome.
you. Have a great tour. Thank you so much once again, and all the best for you.
Thank you, Hubert, so much.
Bye bye.